Mm-hmm.
that we need to focus on what is at hand, like the next right thing to do.
Right.
So now creative minds,
Mm-hmm.
they find it difficult to do just one thing.
Right.
And I struggle with it too. Like I cannot just work on one project. I
Right.
can never do that.
Right.
Even if I don't have a project, even if I have just one big project in the studio that we're working on, I would definitely start some passion project or some random illustration on the side
Right.
just to keep myself occupied. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so for the students, is multitasking good or bad for creativity?
I think that's a very tricky question there, because I feel multitasking works really well for some people. It
Mhm.
works really well for me. Like you said, I don't know if it's so much about occupying myself, but like I said, I have been one person who likes doing many things in one go.
Yeah.
I think for me, what works really well is the time I delegate to these tasks. So
Mm.
I know for a fact that I can't spend forever on that self-initiated project, because I have to, at the end of the day, pay my bills as well,
Yeah.
and get the project out and deliver the outcome.
Yeah.
That's what I need to focus on as well. So I think time delegation becomes a very, very important part of it. That if you like doing many things, you have to be very extremely mindful about what's taking up a lot of your time. Is it, high impact tasks that probably sort of give you that money and that's, help you sustain yourself? Is it those, what's again, like, what's high impact for you? Defining that. Is it just creating art all day and it doesn't matter what people think? Then that should occupy the major chunk of your day, and then rest can be the side tasks. Or if you think like the sustaining yourself is more important and doing client work and commission projects is more important, that becomes a large part of your day, while like your self-initiated projects are just like a tiny part of your day to sort of keep you going. So it
Right.
really depends on what your priorities are in life, in what's your vision for your life, and then picking up tasks accordingly. So multitasking can be very good
Yeah.
in that, from that lens. But
Mhm.
I have also come across people who find it really hard to switch between tasks. To, when you're working on, like I said, like we used to deliver about 15 projects a month, it used to be a challenge. So I was looking for people who could multitask like that, where you could switch your brain off from one task and then move to another task. So detaching yourself from that outcome becomes very important while multitasking, that you stop caring for that project for some time and move on to the next.
Yeah.
That's what works for me, I guess.
That's
And
beautiful.
yeah, I think I'm a multitasker, so I would
Mhm.
vote for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. I mean, majority of the people actually face this, and uh, from what I have experienced so far and what I've heard from students so far is this: like they have that trouble switching the mindsets.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
it's a very difficult thing, and it has to actually again happen with a
Yeah,
lot of
I think
practice.
like your idea should be delegating maximum amount of time to the work that
Yeah.
really matters to you. So
Yeah.
figuring that out becomes very important, and then dedicating the rest of your day to doing other things.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree to that. And now that we are talking about the switching mindsets, and we talked about self evaluation
Right.
and many important things that uh, I personally feel that these things were not uh, there when I was preparing for
Mm-hmm.
design entrance exams.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm personally an advocate of saying that it always happens here. Like
Mm-hmm.
you perform if you're good here.
Correct. Correct.
Even in the design entrance exams, even whatever the question is, whatever the thing is, it all happens here.
Right.
And like all the students whom I've taught, I've time and again I've said this to them, and
Mm-hmm.
some take the advice, and some practice it so that they can perform well in the exam. Some come back to me and say that, Sanjay, you told me, but I didn't do it.
Right.
it messed up my exam.
Right.
So they realize. So
Right.
this is very important things. I'm so happy that we have actually discussed all of these things today.